Fans of the iPhone and modern technology can't wait for the new version, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, to come out so they can use the company's well-known technologies and abilities. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tech Advances. Today we'll tell you about the iPhone 14, so without further ado, let's get into it. The latest version of the iPhone 14 Pro Max is on the way, and more details about its features and release date will be announced on September 7th. People say that Apple Inc. will hold a launch event on September 7th to show off its new iPhone 14 line. This will be the latest version of a product that makes up more than half of the company's sales. The new iPhones will be the first of a lot of new products coming out this fall, including multiple new Macs, low-end and high-end iPads, and 3 models of the Apple Watch. Apple is updating its most popular product at a very important time in the history of the industry. As consumers deal with rising prices and an unstable economy, sales of smartphones have started to go down. But Apple seems to be doing better than its competitors. The iPhone sold well last quarter, and the company has told its suppliers that it does not expect demand to drop. TrendForce, a research firm, has told Al-Masri Al-Youm what the iPhone 14 Pro Max is likely to cost and what its expected features will be. It is expected that the iPhone 14 Pro will have a 120Hz ProMotion display with always-on home screen widgets. This time, the main sensors in the back cameras should be 48 megapixels. Apple has now confirmed that its event will take place on September 7, 2022. This is almost certainly when all 4 versions of the iPhone 14 will be unveiled. Like previous product launches, the event will be shown live from Apple Park and streamed live on Apple's website, Apple TV, and YouTube. People in the know say the iPhone 14 Pro will have a brand new A16 Bionic processor. The A16 chip will only be in the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The A15 Bionic processor from last year is likely to stay in the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Max. It would be the first time Apple did something like this, but it could mean that phones with older processors would cost less. An analyst with a lot of experience says that Apple will likely keep doing things this way with future iPhones. The iPhone 15 and iPhone 16 may also have a 2-tier option for the chipset inside. People expect the iPhone 14 Pro to have 8 GB of RAM, up from 6 GB in the iPhone 13 Pro. Reliable sources have shot down unconfirmed reports of a new 2TB model, so we expect the iPhone Pro to top out at 1 TB. The iPhone Pro is expected to start with 128 GB of storage. The big news about the design of the iPhone 14 is that we think it will get rid of the famous notch in the screen, at least on the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Instead, the more expensive iPhones will have a cutout in the shape of a circle and a pill for the selfie camera, Face ID technology, and other parts. We'll have to wait another year for a camera with a screen under the lens. In use, the pill-shaped cuts will come together to make a single notch that will hold the lights that show if the microphone or camera is on. It's important to note that, according to people in the industry who know what they're talking about, this change in design is likely only to affect the Pro and Pro Max models. This means that the notch will still be on the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Max. Silver, graphite, gold, midnight green, Sierra blue, and product red are some of the colors being thought about for the iPhone 14. Like the iPhone 13, we expect the Pro to only come in muted colors. What we don't expect this time is an iPhone that folds up. Even though it is thought that Apple is making a prototype of a foldable smartphone, it is unlikely that it will come out before 2022. The SIM card may be phased out, which is another bit of design information we have. It's possible that eSIMs will only work with the iPhone 14 series and other Apple devices that come out in the future. Another change that might happen is that the data and charging ports will switch from Lightning to USB-C like the iPad Pro. If this happens, it might only affect the Pro and Pro Max models, or it might be put off until the iPhone 15. The screen sizes should stay the same, 6.1 inches for the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro, and 6.7 inches for the iPhone 14 Pro Max. One rumor says that the 120 Hz ProMotion features, which are only available on the iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max right now, will be added to all 4 iPhone 14 models. This would make the images look smoother. Even if it isn't true, it will be on the iPhone Pro for sure. Apple will not make the screen on the Pro phone smaller. Another cool thing that should be added to the iPhone this year is a screen that stays on all the time on the Pro and the Pro Max models. The new iOS 16 widgets for the home screen were made with this in mind. Several reliable sources say that the Pro and Pro Max models will have 48 megapixel resolution and a periscope lens, which could make the iPhone's optical zoom much better. That's a big step up from the 12 megapixel sensor and 3x optical zoom on the iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. One of the best-known Apple analysts thinks that all 4 of the iPhone 14 models will get better selfie cameras with autofocus and smaller apertures, which means more light can be let in. And it looks like LG Innotek will make the new camera for the front. Apple usually spends a lot of time at its launch events talking about camera upgrades, so you can expect the same with the iPhone 14 Pro, which will have many hardware and software improvements. We think the iPhone 14 Pro will have a 5,000 mAh battery, which is a big jump from the iPhone 13 Pro's 3,095 mAh battery. However, a recent leak suggests that battery capacities will stay mostly the same this year. With some software optimization magic, Apple might be able to make batteries last longer. Apple rarely talks about the specs of the batteries in its phones. Since it has full control over both the software and hardware of its devices, it is able to get more battery life out of batteries with smaller capacities. In 2022, it's likely to happen again. When it comes to the software that will run on the iPhone 14, there isn't much of a mystery. It will come with iOS 16, which is the follow-up to last year's iOS 15 release. We've tested beta versions of the OS, and it's stable, solid, and full of useful features, like a redesigned lock screen with a lot more customization and some improvements to privacy, as well as Apple's own apps like Maps and Messages, which now let users unsend messages and edit messages within a certain time frame. Apple wants the battery to last longer, and fast charging can help with that. However, there needs to be a balance, and chargers and phones can now talk to each other well enough that this can be avoided. Let's hope iPhone fans are gonna get happy with this release. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and comment your expectations from this release, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.